Pause the music. 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 Hello?
Hello.
Yes?
Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna call you back in like an hour or two.
Okay. What you got going on?
I'm chilling at my place.
Okay. What you mad?
No. Why would I be mad? Okay, Mom. I'm gonna talk to you in a second.
Okay.
Okay, I love you. Bye bye.
Okay. I love you too. Yeah. So I'm just checking to see that that's the my middle son Elijah, of course. So what happens in situations like this, y'all? Um, all relationships are reciprocal. Okay, so I've done like a lot of phone chronicles with I've had my cousin on my channel. I've had my I just had Daniel on my channel and stuff like that. So what happens is with situations like this, and this is why I don't over invest in kids anymore, right? Um, because a lot of times when they grow up, there's no reciprocation. Okay, so you know, like he said, he's chilling at his place or whatever, right? And so I just wanted to check to make sure he's still alive, y'all. And yeah, I just kind of like stay out of the way, right? See, the thing is with Elijah, he's always going to be disrespectful, so it's best to like keep it short. Um, but I saw something like even when Elijah would come back and visit, right? One of the things about him, and you know, people always want to say they're not the favorite of the family, right? But when you heard the conversation that I just did the live with Daniel, that's Daniel's general personality, right? So what happens is when you have kids and stuff that grow up and become older teens and young adults, they want to play the favoritism card, right? Like they're not the favorite and stuff, but you don't take time out for your parents or aunts and uncles and stuff like that. So your relationship will be better with someone. I mean, I could even look back at my relationship with my mom. I could say I had more of a relationship with my mom, even through talking over the phone, sending gifts out of town and stuff like that. Come to find out, my little sister said she had gave my mom a gift one time, right? And so, but it's reciprocal. But I think with my mom, I made more effort. And one of the things about my mom, when I made effort, she made effort too. So it was a little bit different than my relationship with my grandmother, where I felt like I'm making all the effort and she's not doing her part. So at the end of the day, all good relationships, the bottom line is they have to be relationships that are watered, just like plants. This is not a new saying, I didn't make this up. You can go, they always say you got to water a plant, right? It's an old saying from way back in the day. So it's hard to build a relationship with somebody that doesn't make time for you. Or if they do make time for you, they want it to be, they want you to be supply, right? So, you know, like they would make time for me, Elijah and his girlfriend, if I was to be babysitting their kids, letting them burden my life, they would make time because they would be making time to drop these kids off, you know, basically to ruin the rest of my life. But it's not really a reciprocal relationship where I really get my needs met. And so you heard the beginning of the call. I mean, you know, I just wanted to check in, make sure he's alive. Okay. And for a son that's like cussing me out and stuff, it's probably best that he just gets off the phone. Hi, Jackson 17. Hello, welcome to the live here in the video. So that's basically what it boils down to. So with situations with family members, if if you family and you rushing your family off the phone, you're not happy to hear from your family and stuff like that, always preoccupied and stuff like that, then it's not gonna mean anything. So, hello, Fall Man Dan. Thank you so much for joining the live. So, hello. Oh yeah, you want to be a moderator too? Yeah, I had another person ask about that, about being a moderator, and I haven't gotten to the point where I have decided I'm gonna have one yet. But what I'm gonna do is do a screenshot of another person that would like to be a moderator. So let me do a screenshot here. Thank you so much for the comments. Yeah, so basically, that's what it boils down to. Like I said, any relationship, it has to be watered for it to get better. It has to be respectful. There has to be quality time spent together where y'all both feel safe and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I mean, you need to feel safe too. Like there's no one hitting you, you're not hitting them. Safety first. Safety comes before even love. Okay? It comes before love. So that's basically what it boils down to. So I do my phone chronicles, of course, and the videos with the phone. I'm gonna be doing a video about Homer G. Phillips being shot down and unalived, and somebody owed him money. Wow, like he's shot down and they owe him money. Wow, isn't that horrible? So yeah, I didn't realize that Homer G. Phillips, he's the black man that had the hospital, Homer G. Phillips, in St. Louis, Missouri, where I was born. So I was born at Homer G. Phillips. So the G is for Gilliam, Homer Gilliam Phillips. What a nice name, y'all. And I never realized that he was shot down. I mean, of course, I knew he had passed away. That would be natural for him to be already passed away. But I did not know that he was shot on Albert and Delmar Boulevard. I did not know that he was shot on those streets in St. Louis, Missouri, back in the 1930s or something like that. So I was really sad to discover that. And so it was kind of like a little, rough patch today, just knowing that the hospital that I was born at, that was his hospital, basically, he got gunned down. How horrible, y'all. And then no one ever went to prison for it. He got gunned down and there's no arrest made for it. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. But that would have been the days where it was not a lot of cameras around. I mean, now we have more camera footage and we have more that can be discovered. So let me just read to you like a couple of things I learned about Mr. Homer G. Phillips. It's very, very interesting what I learned. Very, very interesting. Okay, so Homer G. Phillips, he was murdered at Albert and Delmar Boulevard by unknown assailants while waiting for a streetcar. He did not live to see the construction of the African American hospital for which he fought. The 177 bed capacity hospital, which opened in 1937, was named for him. His murder remains unsolved. So, in 1931, at 51 years old, Homer G. Phillips was gunned gunned down in St. Louis in an alleged dispute over legal fees owed to him. So they owed him money. And this is part of the narcissism. Can you imagine somebody owing you money and they gun you down? But you know what this tells me? If they know all of this, then who gunned them down? They're not unknown. If you know why he shot, it's not unknown. Such a nice looking man, y'all. There's this painting by Vernon Smith. And Homer is spelled like this, y'all. Homer. G is the middle name. Phillips. Phillips. And it was Homer G. Phillips Hospital. Pretty much black babies were born there. And I was one of those black babies that was born there. So he was born April 1st, 1880 in Sedalia, Missouri, or Sedalia, Missouri, I guess. And it's Sedalia or Sedalia. And he would go under the sign of an Aries. Okay, since he's born April 1st, Aries are definitely the go-getters, y'all. His occupation was an attorney, and he was known for a Republican political figure, civil rights advocate. Okay, he died June 18th, 1931, at age 51 in St. Louis, Missouri. And let me see, Homer Gilliam. I just love his name, y'all. Homer Gilliam Phillips. I just knew it was always Homer G. Phillips. I didn't know what his middle name was. So Homer G. Phillips, his middle name is Gilliam, Gilliam. And of course, he was born April 1st, 1880, y'all. June 18th. And of course, he was gunned down in 1931. He was an American lawyer from Sedalia, Missouri, who moved to St. Louis, an African American Republican political figure. He was a prominent advocate for civil rights. He was a co-founder of Citizens Liberty League, a political organization in Missouri to advance the interests of African Americans in the Republican Party. In 1928, he was the president of the St. Louis chapter of the National Bar Association. Wow, so beautiful, y'all. In 1931, at 51 years old, Phillips was gunned down in St. Louis in an alleged dispute over legal fees owed to him. After his death, a hospital in St. Louis he helped organize was named in his honor, Homer G. Phillips Hospital. That's where I was born, y'all. I was one of his babies, I guess you could say. I'm one of Homer G. Phillips' babies, okay? So it lists people from Sedalia, Missouri. I've never been there, y'all. Even though I'm born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, I never, as I know of, I never heard of Sedalia. I'm just now learning about that through studying about what happened to Mr. Kind-hearted Homer G. Phillips. Now, this is the weird thing. The building was at 2601, which was the Homer G. Phillips Hospital, was located at 2601-15 Whittier. And it's the result of a long, hard fought battle to get funding for a hospital for the Black community. In a segregated St. Louis, leading the charge for this new hospital was Homer G. Phillips, for whom the hospital was later named. Now, y'all, I was born by C-section. So imagine this. I was born at a hospital and made it out of there. I don't know if y'all heard about the case with the lady that had a baby. It was like within the past 2 to 3 years or something. And these are all Black people too, y'all. So a Black doctor gave a C-section to a Black young lady, and cut the baby's head off. Thank the Lord I was born at Homer G. Phillips, right? Can you imagine how hard it would be on this channel if they had messed my mother's C-section up and chopped my freaking head off? Oh my God. And yeah, it just wouldn't have been a good thing. So the Homer G. Phillips Memorial Hospital, a more recent, smaller facility in St. Louis, has permanently closed after its board of directors voluntarily surrendered its hospital license to the state in March of 2025 due to failure to meet state standards and lack of funding, including a reliable blood supply. This is controversial as it's a separate institution from the original Homer G. Phillips Hospital that served the Black community and closed in 1979. And the name has been fought over by the Homer G. Phillips nurses alumni. So I guess they had the Homer G. Phillips Hospital, and then they had the Homer G. Phillips Memorial Hospital. So that just closed, and I was unaware of that. So basically, where I was born was the actual hospital. I don't know how this all works out, but I guess as I study more, there was more than one facility, it sounds like, and one closed in March of 2025. And so hey, it lasted a long while. So I'm one of Homer G. Phillips' babies, y'all. Let me see. Located at 2601 North Whittier Street in the Ville neighborhood, or the Ville neighborhood. It was the first teaching hospital, or can I say Ville? In the Ville, I'll just say the Ville, okay? Or the Ville or Ville neighborhood. It was the first teaching hospital west of the Mississippi River to serve the city's Black residents. By 1961, Homer G. Phillips Hospital had trained the largest number of Black doctors and nurses in the world. It closed as a full-service hospital in 1979. While vacant, it was listed as a St. Louis landmark in 1980 and on the National Register of Historic Places in 1982. Edgar, I'm not sure. I speak English, so I'm not sure what these messages mean. See, I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what these messages mean. Thank you so much for the like, y'all. So let me see. I can look up what this means later, but I'm not sure. Hopefully it means good things. Because sometimes things when they leave messages. So since I can't understand the message, then hopefully it means something good. But thank you so much for the like. So I remember my mother and I discussing Homer G. Phillips. And I'm going to be honest, y'all. My mama, she didn't want to tell me he got gunned down, y'all. She kind of kept that information to herself. There's some signs that she knew he got gunned down. But whenever we talked about the hospital, she just kind of, she had like a little sad sound, y'all. Like, she didn't want to tell me. She just promoted, hey, he was a Black man and stuff like that. She didn't want to tell her firstborn daughter that he got shot, because she know I'm a cry, and I did cry, y'all. I cried. You know why too? Because Whittier, the location was at 2601 North Whittier Street in St. Louis, Missouri. It was on 10 acres of land, built in 1937. Architect was Albert A. Osberg, Osburg, or Osberg. Albert, Albert. A was the middle name, Osberg. So I think it would be Osberg, and he was the architect. And The architectural type was Art Deco. Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm not an architect. So somebody that's an architect would know that. I got a photo of the hospital, big hospital. Homer G. Phillips Hospital. So this is where my mom was at. Looks like a nice hospital, y'all. Brick. Looks clean and pretty. So that's where I was born. So I was born at a very clean and pretty hospital that was named after a black man. Um, it was the type of hospital it was an African American General Hospital. And I was just talking about this on my live the other day. Remember, I said what's on my birth certificate? The word Negro. Very proud of being called a Negro. Okay. It opened 1937. The first building closed in 1979. And it was the only public hospital for African Americans. So Homer G. Phillips Hospital, we want to make sure I say his name. So remember, his middle name is Gilliam, but Homer G. Phillips is the name that he's famous for. Homer G. That G is so powerful, ain't it? It was the only public hospital for African Americans in St. Louis, Missouri, from 1937 until 1955. For African Americans, for black people. I was born at a hospital that's for black people. Wow, I love it. Segregation ain't always bad, y'all. Okay. When the city began to desegregate, it continued to operate after the desegregation of city hospitals and continued to serve the black community of St. Louis until its closure in 1979. It was named for St. Louis lawyer and civil rights advocate Homer G. Phillips, who helped plan it. Beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? To have an entire hospital named after this nice looking man. Oh, you should see the photo that was painted by I can go back and look at that. I gave the name. Oh, goodness. It's beautiful. Just learning history, right? But I did cry, y'all. You know, it hurt me to know that the man that was named after the hospital I was born at was named after a black or African American man or Negro man. And I'm one of his babies, y'all. I'm one of his babies. Anyone born at Homer G. Phillips, we one of his babies. And you know what? You know what? Yeah. They killed Homer G. Phillips and shot him down. But you know, all his babies that come out of there, we could really fight, y'all. Ain't nobody shot me down. It's like some blessing that Homer G. Phillips has. I was just on a live where my youngest son could have been shot down, right? He jumped over a whole fence, y'all. My baby boy jumped over a whole fence to save his life. And guess what? He's alive. He didn't get shot down because he comes from the mother of a Homer G. Phillips baby. I'm a Homer G. Phillips baby. So all the babies I have are kind of part Homer G. Phillips babies. Thank you so much for the likes. I'm glad y'all are enjoying this history, y'all. So yeah, Homer G. Phillips babies, we don't play around, y'all. Yeah, we some it's like automatic. When you say, where was you born at? And in St. Louis, they often leave off Phillips. I was born at Homer G, dog. Really? You was born at Homer G? So that's the connection there. And a lot of my high school friends, they were born at Homer G. Phillips. One of my best high school friends, that's one of our connections. And I remembered, he said it exactly like that. One of my high school buddies, he was like, oh, you was born at Homer G, dog? Yeah, I was born at Homer G. Yeah, so it's like a connection there. You come into the world as a black Negro baby, proud of who you are. Right now, I'm a middle-aged woman, and I'm proud to be born at a hospital that's named after a black man that did the work as a civil rights advocate and lawyer and a Republican. So this means he didn't want us in poverty, y'all. right? So he did the work to make sure that hospital existed so I could be born there along with everyone else and born by C-section. It ain't like this doctor 2 or 3 years ago, this black lady doctor did this C-section on this young woman in her like 20s and chopped the baby head off. That don't happen when you born at Homer G. Phillips, y'all. No, you get a good C-section. I'm here, y'all. Nobody. And then the people that are bringing me here that are, doing the surgery and stuff, they're black doctors. Wow, isn't that nice? And I think there was white doctors there as well. I'm not sure about the staff. It's a black hospital, but I can't say no black people, no white people work there. I don't think it was that kind of thing. I'm not sure. Um, I kind of thought that there were some white doctors, but I'm not sure on how that worked. I thought it was like mostly black doctors, but like a couple of white ones. That's what I thought. I thought from what I understood, but I could be wrong. It could be all black doctors, but I thought that some of the surgeons were white as well. I think who was doing a lot of the training, from what I heard, y'all, I think white doctors were training black doctors as well. And black doctors were training other black doctors. But I do think that there was some white doctors involved. Okay. I do think that. If I'm wrong and you study and find out something different, just let me know. But my pediatrician was a black lady. I'm just so proud to, come from the era that I come from, y'all. I am. And it makes me feel more confident in who I am. And it makes me a better person. As a Negro lady, I'm born at a hospital that had this much power behind it. So I shedded my little tears, y'all, because I did not know Homer G. Phillips. I did not know Mr. Homer G. Phillips with his handsome brown black self. I love his nose and lips, y'all. The photo that was painted of him. Let me go back here so I can give you the you can look him up, Homer G. Phillips. I ain't lying to you. So the painting by Vernon Smith. And he wasn't a fat man, y'all. He was normal body weight. Okay. Normal body weight. His body couldn't take that bullet. It wasn't enough fat there. He got on a collar shirt, a tie. He got on a three-piece suit, y'all. Very handsome man. Oh, I love his hair. He looks so studious, y'all. Very handsome. Yeah, look up Homer G. Phillips. I might take this photo and get it printed out as an oil painting and maybe hang it on my wall in memory and in homage of Homer G. Phillips. Because gosh, I mean, I'm born at his hospital, right? I'm one of his babies. And every other Homer G. Phillips baby that was born there, you're one of his babies. So may he rest in peace. I've already shed my tears, y'all. I did cry. I cried a little bit. The tears, I could have lived with him just passing away, right? What made me cry is that they gunned him down. There was this weird connection because the hospital, I didn't realize the hospital was on Whittier. So check this out. My auntie Bertia, she owned an apartment building on Whittier. And she was going to give me a free apartment. But hey, nobody's telling me my history, right? So when I first go to my auntie's apartment building on Whittier, she takes me in there and she says, hey, I'll give you and your baby a free apartment. Soon as I walked in the building, the spirit said, you going to prison. It was a kind of like a poverty type neighborhood, y'all. Whittier at that time was not a upper class neighborhood. I'm proud of my auntie that she owned the apartment building. However, the building on Whittier itself was a poverty neighborhood. My auntie Bertia She kept her apartment building up very nice. She had remodeled it at one time. The units were fit and good to have. And also my cousin, when I mentioned Homer G. Phillips, he had mentioned that Homer G. Phillips was a black man. So my cousin Buzzy, when he mentioned that, it prompted me to look it up today. And I called my cousin and I'm like, oh my goodness, he was shot down. And my cousin didn't know that as well. Me and my cousin Buzzy, or my cousin Buzzy and I, we didn't know that he was shot down. So we were like, wow, it's pretty heartbreaking. But this building on Whittier that my aunt owned, that once my grandmother lost her restaurant, ended up moving in, there was this spirit that came over me when I went into the building, right? Because remember, I'm an aware empath, so I'm not normal. I am not normal at all, okay? So I have, I feel things emotionally from my soul that other people may think I'm crazy to feel, right? So somebody might think I'm crazy because I'm crying over the man that the hospital I was born at was named after. I'm crying over him because he's shot down, right? Some people may not feel that connection, but I do. I felt it even on Whittier. I didn't even know what had happened, right? But I knew the spirit just told me, no, you are not going to be on Whittier. No, this is not for you. And I thank the Lord for not putting me on Whittier, because the man, the hospital that I was born at, Homer G. Phillips, where the hospital was at, okay, that man, I'm one of his babies, y'all. He ended up getting shot down on Delmar Boulevard in Auburn, but the hospital was on Whittier. I don't want to be on Whittier if Homer G. Phillips ended up getting shot down on another street. Yeah, he didn't get shot down on Whittier, but for me, that's like funny feeling. And you know, when I was on Whittier, I didn't feel right, y'all. I shouldn't feel right. Homer G. Phillips was murdered. He didn't do nothing wrong. He got murdered. Guess why he got murdered, y'all? Because somebody owed him legal fees. They owed him money. They killed him because they owe Homer G. Phillips money. How wicked is that? Just don't pay him his money. You don't have to shoot him down. They didn't have to do him like that, you know? So it just, seeing the painting, I just cried, you know, good 30 minutes I cried. Then I thought about it some more. I'm tearing up right now. So may Homer G. Phillips rest in peace. And, hey, he got that pointy nose, y'all. He got kind of like my nose and lips and cheekbones. You know, when you come out of Homer G. Phillips, when you want a Homer G. Phillips babies, you got some full lips. You got pretty nose. Sometimes it's not pointy. It may be a little wide. You got these cheekbones, right? And you got this forehead. It's like the Lord plants this beauty on you just because you're born in Homer G. Phillips Hospital. You one of the most beautiful babies on earth. Anybody born in Homer G. Phillips is fine, honey. They fine. They fine. Yes, indeed. Yeah, and he fine too. I know he still looked it good, even being shot down. I know he still looked it good. This is a handsome, beautiful man. And may Homer G. Phillips, he did a lot of good work. 51 years. He's done a lot of work. In the 51 years of his life, as a civil rights advocate and a Republican, he still dies, but that hospital that he built up and started, because Homer G. Phillips started and administered that hospital. So they got to name it after him. It's basically his, y'all. Did he live to get the profits off of it? I don't know how that went. His family should get some proceeds or something from that being named after him. So I just thank the Lord for all the doctors and nurses that work there and stuff like that. And May Homer G. Phillips rest in peace. Handsome black man. And see, that's the thing. Like black people now, they don't know who they are because they're born at white hospitals. All their doctors are white. They don't know who they are anymore. I don't have that problem, okay? Because born as a Negro baby, and I talked about this on my other lives, right? It's weird that I would find out today how Homer G. Phillips was unalived and unfortunately murdered. And I'm gonna point out again because somebody owed him money. He don't owe nobody money, okay? He didn't owe anybody. They owed him. I guess they didn't want to pay him, and they say, hey, they're gonna shoot him down because they owe him money. So sad. They should have just said, hey, I can't pay you. You know, they don't have to shoot him down. Just don't pay the person. If you don't have the money, just don't pay him. They probably had the money to pay him and still shot him down. They owe him money, but, and you know, my thing is this. If the internet and Google knows all of that he shot down because he owes somebody, because somebody owed Homer G money, Homer G. Phillips, if Google knows why he was shot down, because someone owed Homer G. Phillips money, they need to pay Homer G. Phillips. He's being totally victimized. He's being shot and they owe him money. So if Google knows all of that, then that means they pretty much know who killed him. They know enough to know that someone owed Homer G. Phillips money. So, but this is what they want to do. They don't want to solve his murder. The white man probably mad that he even got a black hospital. They mad at him. They don't solve his murder. He's probably shot down by other black guys. Okay? Delmar Boulevard, that was filled with us, other Negroes. So he's probably killed by our worst enemy, and our worst enemy is ourselves. So it's so sad, but yeah, thank you so much for the likes. Edgar Montero, thank you for the comments. Hopefully they're nice. I can't read Spanish, so maybe I could look up, well, I don't know. I would have to look up some of these words. Let me look up just some of them just to see if I'm not being cussed out in somebody's language. So DIFFI, and if it's yeah, it doesn't look like that's a good word, a toxin. Yeah, it looks like you know what, if these comments are being said in another language, I don't know what some of this is saying in Spanish. Buzzy, I'm trying to look up some of these Spanish words that's on this live. So I think I might be being cussed out in somebody else's language.
Just coming back there.
Oh, maybe not. Okay, Diaspora means the spread of a people from the original homeland. Yeah, so I don't know what all is saying. Some of the words are, yeah. No, that word's good. Diaspora, that's good because it means the suspension or spread.
You say something about being an Israelite?
No. But they should know we Israelites on this channel. They know black people. They know what we are. They know we're the chosen ones. We're the Israelites. Everybody know who we are. But yeah, I think they mad about it. But some people like who I am because they gave 3 likes. But I'm trying to figure out. I'm not gonna let it get me mad because I'm talking too positive about Homer G. Phillips. So I know since I'm one of his babies, he wouldn't want me cussing him out right now, right? So I'm gonna respect the man. He's like, show that you was born at Homer G. Phillips. Act right now. So I ain't gonna cuss him out today. I'm gonna give him a pass, just because of Homer G. Phillips.
But you still not sure you can't see that.
Well, that one word ain't good, but it says something about an infection. But we are talking about hospital stuff, right? So I don't know. Um, but I mean, the thing is, they hear I'm speaking English. Oh, they talking about a belt of heavens. Oh, maybe it's good. Okay. I don't know. So thank you for the comments. Hopefully the comments are good. But yeah, I did a screenshot. I'm gonna just look it up. But they gotta speak to me in English. I don't speak Spanish. See, they probably thinking I'm Spanish, Buzzy. I told you, these folks think they think I'm everything but white. Thank God. Um, but yeah, I think the brother think I'm Spanish. So he talking Spanish language too. Um, yeah, I ain't Spanish, dog. I don't know what you saying. I am lost. I was born at Homer G. Phillips. So he didn't teach me Spanish. He taught me English. He said, you speak English. And the people shot him down was speaking English too. Wasn't no Spanish people shot him down. Yeah, so huh? It was unsolved. They just know that he was shot down over they owed him money. They owed Homer G. Phillips money. He was a civil rights advocate and a Republican, and he did all the work to make to have a black hospital. Yeah. Before he was already murdered before Homer G. Phillips was built. So yeah.
So they just named the hospital after him.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Edgar was leaving good comments because some of the comments mean like heaven. So he probably saying he hope Homer G. Phillips go to heaven. Yeah, it sounds like they're mostly good because the words I'm looking up, they're not bad. But the thing is, he think I could read it because some people mistake me for Spanish, but I'm not. So you gotta speak English. English. I don't know no Spanish. All I know is hola. That's it. I can't tell you nothing else. You could threaten to kill me in Spanish and everything. I won't know. Oh, I know buta. Buta mean bitch in Spanish. Or the B word. Yeah, it mean the B word. I know one cuss word in Spanish. Outside of that, I don't know nothing else.
C?
C mean yes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Yeah, I used to know how to count to like 20 in Spanish too. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Maybe I know more Spanish than I think. Hello, baby Saja. 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm her favorite YouTuber, Buzzy. I'm baby Saja's favorite YouTuber. I didn't know that until like a week ago. Yeah, I'm talking about Homer G. Phillips, the black man that owned that was the administrator and the one that started Homer G. Phillips Hospital, a black hospital that I was born at in St. Louis, Missouri. And I was sad today because I found out he got gunned down by some criminals. So yeah, it's pretty sad. Oh, that's okay. I know you was at work and school. No problem, baby Saja. Just when I get off here, just watch the beginning of the live since you just tuned in, and then just click like too. Thank you. Baby Saja, do you know how to speak Spanish? Can you read some of the Spanish comments that's left? I think some of them are good. I think they're good comments. I just can't speak Spanish. So I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna try to look it up later to see what it is. And then Google, just watch the video, replay it once I end it, and you'll see how powerful of a man this was that got gunned down. And somebody owe him money. He should be the one doing the gunning down. They owe him. They gunning him down and owe him legal fees. What kind of narcissist is that? Mad at him because they owe him money. Owe Homer G. Phillips money and don't want to pay him. Gun this man down on Delmar Boulevard. I never liked Delmar. That ain't no good street. Okay, so please like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna get off this live. I'll do another one a little later, but please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.